Good evening and welcome to the second anniversary of Wholesome WordZ Live.
Woo-hoo.
Hi, I'm Joanne, and tonight I have a good friend that I've known, well, I'll just say my whole entire life, Miss Deborah Long. Hey, Debbie.
Hey, how are you, Joe?
I'm doing really good, girl. I'm doing really good. Welcome to Wholesome WordZ Live. We are really live right now. It is good. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. And for those framework fans, you wondering where Craig is. You know, I'm wondering where he is too. No, just kidding. Craig is out of town. He says he might, if he can, squeeze on by. But, you know, I think that we got this and we can do this. So, this has been 2 years. I can't even believe it's gone by. 2 years ago, I started this as a peaceful protest for the murder of George Floyd. And I had all kind of people on here. The lineup was, just wide. I started off with Zoom. I had this good friend of mine, Kim Schatz, and her whole family helped me because we were, like I was telling you, we were doing Avatar, and I was behind the scenes, really behind the scenes. But you know, we got through it. It was exciting. And then the next month, and then the next month, and now 2 years later. And so,
look where you are after 2 years.
Right. And it's in between the time, it's been kind of good. Hopefully, you'll get to hear from one of my mentees. I got to mentor a couple folks from this experience, some of them in more of kind of like graphic arts types of products, and one specifically for spoken word. And so she's on. And so she had sent me originally a video, but it looks like she says she wants to try it live. Is that right, Andy? That's what you're trying to say? So we might have her on. I'll just kind of say and let you kind of pick if you want to see the video or do you want to see it live, Debbie? Which one would you prefer?
Let's see it live.
Let's see it live. Okay, Andy, yeah. I'll hook you up in a minute as we get going. I will send out something to you. Yes, this is what she says. This is what Auntie says. So Auntie says she's up for anything, Lord willing. Okay, so and that means yes to me. So we'll work on something. Yeah. Yeah. So but usually, Debbie, so that's kind of like the background of what I've been doing. I used to have all kinds of different guest artists that would be on, and this would be like a hot Friday afternoon. But now it's an official holiday. Juneteenth is an official holiday. Yes. So I don't know who's around, but you know what? I'm going to be obedient because, as I say, there's always someone waiting on the other side of your obedience. So here I am, live from Wholesome WordZ 2 years later. I'm super excited. So back in the day, Debbie, this is how I used to start my show. So I'm doing all the stuff I love, all my favorites. And so we're going to kind of just play around, but this is one of my faves. And so if you've been watching Wholesome WordZ before, this will be really, this will take you back.
Lord, if I ever forget how to praise you, let my tongue forget language. Let my ears forget how the ocean sounds when the currents violently collide against the rocks along the shoreline. And let me forget the morning, where the silence sings a symphony of peace that only you can orchestrate, and where your mercy is new and in its sweetest form. But remind me of the day when I was thirsty, in need of the type of water that will unparch my soul forever, and your grace came in and flooded this dying desert of a man. Remind me of the days when darkness followed me so much, the moon knew me by name, but your voice, still as a morning ocean, called me out of midnight into your marvelous light. Let not my heart be like Israel, who forgot that they saw you, saw, see, and have, to lead them to a land where slavery knew not their names, and freedom sung them into a clear sky. But help me to remember your goodness, that your love is the only thing that matters when all else fails. Remind me that your brutal, bloody, beaten body was bruised on the cross for my sins, that you died in my place. When my pride is high, remind me that you lowered yourself to die for my sins. Lord, if I ever forget how to praise you, let me forget everything that has ever existed. But help me to remember you, because in you, all things exist. We exist to make your name known, because when everything passes away, you will be the only thing that truly matters.
Woo! Woo! That's my favorite. That's just my favorite. Can you tell why, Debbie?
I couldn't hear it.
You couldn't hear it?
No, I couldn't hear it.
No! Say it's not so.
Yes, it is so.
Oh no! Are your speakers up?
Yes. I heard the first part and then it shut off on my side.
Oh no! You missed my favorite. He's my favorite.
You're gonna have to send it to me.
I'm gonna have to send it to you, girl.
Yes. Yes.
It's a powerful, very powerful. It's very, very, very powerful. Yeah. So he's like my fave. So I play with him often. So yeah. So yeah, Dad, Debbie, we have to.
No,
we probably should have played with some of the sounds so that I could make sure you heard it.
I was playing with the sounds to see what happened, and I'm like, no,
that's not good at all.
Well, send it to me, and we'll have to talk about it. Right.
I'm gonna have to send it to you for real because, yeah, no. I'm so sorry. The whole point.
It's okay.
Yeah, you can't hear it, huh? Man.
No, couldn't hear it.
Oh, it was beautiful. I almost want to see if we do it again, if you can hear it. But you said it started to play and then you didn't hear anything?
Yes, it started playing, then all of a sudden the sound went. Everything.
Huh.
So I'm not sure. I even checked to make sure that my internet is still I still have a strong signal. I do. So not sure what happened.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna play it again because I need you to hear this. So here we go. For y'all that are watching, it won't matter. You know I love it anyway. So here we go.
Right.
Lord, if I ever forget how to praise you, let my tongue forget language. Let my ears forget how the ocean sounds when the currents violently collide against the rocks along the shoreline. And let me forget the morning. The silence sings a symphony of peace that only you can orchestrate, and where your mercy is new and in its sweetest form. But remind me of the day when I was thirsty, in need of the type of water that will unparch my soul forever, and your grace came in and flooded this dying desert of a man. Remind me of the days when darkness followed me so much, the moon knew me by name, but your voice, still as a morning ocean, called me out of midnight into your marvelous light. Let not my heart be like Israel, who forgot that they saw you, saw, see, and have, to lead them to a land where slavery knew not their names, and freedom sung them into a clear sky. But help me to remember your goodness, that your love is the only thing that matters when all else fails. Remind me that your brutal, bloody, beaten body was bruised on the cross for my sins, that you died in my place. When my pride is high, remind me that you lowered yourself to die for my sins. Lord, if I ever forget how to praise you, let me forget everything that's ever existed. But help me to remember you, because in you, all things exist. We exist to make your name known, because when everything passes away, you will be the only thing that truly matters.
I'm not sure what's going on. Man, oh man, you're going to miss out on a lot today.
I hope not. I
hope not either. Yeah, I think it's something on your end. It's definitely not anything here. So, I'm sorry, Debbie. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
I would say turn on your phone and maybe you could hear it, on that side. But, you can go to Wholesome WordZ, or where do I have it? Wholesome WordZ on YouTube or on Facebook. But it's my favorite, and it's called If I Ever Forget. And it's about all the beautiful things that God does for us. And if we just kind of just look around, we can see how he does things. But I was really hoping Debbie could hear that, but we got some technical difficulties beyond our control. But are we going to let that stop us? No.
Well, no. I'll hear it. I'll replay, and I'll get it. So
okay, no worries. Yeah, so that's kind of how this program's going to go today. Is that we are, I'm going to celebrate by bringing all of my favorites that I've done, or that I've played before for spoken words. And I feel it's appropriate because it's been 2 years. And hopefully I'll be able to get Andy on for her to participate, because Debbie says she'd like to hear it live and in living color.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, I don't know. We'll just put this on. Do you know who this? Oh, Debbie, you know who this is?
Ooh.
I don't know. JoJo and Mama Hello. Hey.
Oh, that person. Yes, that's my son. And you're and the person you mentored for years.
Hey, Anthony, how you doing? Good to see you. It's Tony. Yeah, I see now. Well, not Tommy. No, I think you just typing way too fast now. He's on our YouTube channel. Yep. Good to see you. Your mom's doing a great job so far. I love it. But yeah, so we're looking at all my favorites, and that was Preston Perry. I love him so. I love this guy. Him and his wife are doing amazing things. They're a part of this great Christian creative group called Autumn Poets in Autumn, with some of my other favorite Christian spoken word artists. They do amazing work, and they're actually traveling around. That reminds me, I need to figure out where they are to see when they're coming to California, so I can get some tickets and see these guys, because they are amazing. So good to see everybody. Thanks again. So here's another one. This one is from, it's called Peace Among Chaos. So I don't know, Debbie, let's kind of see what we're going to. Let's check out your
check out my iPhone too.
Your iPhone, and check out your audio and the settings down below. Because you should be at the bottom. Remember, we were showing you. I was showing you.
Right.
So I don't think that, and tell me what you see for settings, because maybe there's something there.
Let's see. I'm in the audio right now.
Okay.
And it's good.
You see the little bars going up and stuff like that?
Yes.
I'm not sure what's
You
going
know what?
on.
It might be my internet because it's going off and on.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's probably what it is. So
okay,
at least I
so
know
that
what it
was probably
is.
one thing I did not talk to you about. If you have more than one person on your internet service, then that kind of decreases the opportunity for you. So it's unless you have a huge bandwidth. But if you don't have that big of a bandwidth, what we're doing right now sucks a lot. And so if it's competing, what happens? So if someone else in the house is like live streaming or gaming or doing something else, then
Well, I'm the only one here right now. So it's just me.
It
So
might just be the weather because I've seen other crazier things happen. So
okay,
so,
let's see
yeah.
let's see what happens.
Okay, let me get this ready for you as I get it all geared up. Let me get this correct so that we can get it ready. But yeah, so that's kind of some of the draw. Wait, okay, what am I doing?
There we go.
I'm doing way too much. I'm trying to do 50 million things, and 50 and her million is not happening. So okay, that's done. I don't think about that anymore. Okay, done. Okay, close. Okay. This is Ronald, Peace Among Chaos. Here we go.
Okay.
In this time of chaos and uncertainty, I bring peace with these words I speak, so listen. Breathe and allow me to create this blanket of serenity, one large enough to hold you and soften your anxiety. I know you may be wondering, when will life return to its normal ways and bring sunshine to these cloudy days? My son, my daughter, in due time it will, much sooner than you think. And this fear you feel will pass like the gas you have from all that food you bought. And we'll then all gather to tell this story like, you remember that one time when, and laughter will fall from our lips as we embrace our loved ones. So as you go, learn to be still. Allow your breath to guide you. You'll get through this. We all will.
Okay. Did you hear that one, Debbie?
It in, and for some reason, I heard it, but when you went off the screen, it shut off. So I went into the audio, and it was like in the mute section. So I'm not sure what. It might be my internet. And I'll
Yeah,
have
because
to.
when I play the videos, it does automatically mute you.
Yes.
So that yeah, it does that automatically.
And it's automatically muting me for everything.
Oh no, yeah, you're uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear me, I know, but right now it looks like haha. It actually kicked me out.
It kicked you out?
Okay, there I am. I'm back. I'm back.
You were still on. Everybody can still see you. So
okay, I'm there. I'm there.
You're there? Okay.
I'm
all right.
here.
So, good to see you. Good to see you. Anthony is asking you this.
What did he ask me?
He says, "Are you on the computer? Are you on a computer?"
Yes, I am.
There you go, Anthony. She's on there. Yep. So, but you didn't hear anything from Mr. Ronald Banks either then, huh?
No, because when you muted me, it muted him. So
Yeah, but
I
I'm
have
not muting you. That's what the
well,
computer.
it mute me, and when I tried to get off, it didn't let me. So play the next one. Let's see. I'm gonna be playing around with this.
All
Okay.
right, all right. Someone's trying to get us control speakers to make sure that your speakers on your computer is enabled. I'm thinking it is. If you guys can hear her, Debbie, say something.
Yes, I can hear you. So it's
Can
just a
you see me?
matter. I can see you. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I just think that maybe more bandwidth is used when you when I play a video. So it does take
And that could be it. Now I'll have to have my laptop taken a look at. And like I said, I'm the only one home, so everything else is off.
okay.
So
Well,
we'll figure it out.
we'll figure it out. But anyway,
Right,
that was
right.
Peace Among Chaos. I love Ronald Banks. He just he just speaks to it. He just really speaks to it. So yeah, so it's all good. This is all part of the live stream mean situation where sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll just do what we can do and go from there. But I'm still excited to have you on there. It's kind of hard to have a discussion with you if you're not seeing what they're saying. So when I click on the video, Debbie, it starts to play, and then what do you do? Do you do anything?
No, it's playing, and then all of a sudden,
It just stops.
it stops. It's like you go off screen,
Yeah,
and then
it's your
yeah,
internet. Yeah.
yeah, it evidently is. But I have all my bars up there, so it's something else. I'll have to
Yeah.
figure out. Could be my laptop. Who knows?
It might be. It's an older one.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that might be
I
it
just
too.
probably need to get it updated.
Yeah. Do you have let's see. I'm not sure now. I'm not sure. I want to say you can, maybe remember I was telling you about the avatar?
Right.
Maybe if you were avatar, maybe you could hear it versus trying to have the video and the sound. And I think that sucks up your bandwidth. So if you don't have a big bandwidth, like maybe 80 or 90 or something like that, what we're doing right now on live stream sucks up a lot of bandwidth just to get it across. So you want to try and just do the avatar?
Let me try the avatar and see what happens.
Okay,
But
so
you
what I'm
go
going to
ahead.
do,
Yeah.
I'm going to go to one of my next favorites. And for those of you that know me, you know that my life has been full of different creative opportunities. I'll just say that. So my calling is in the creative arts. And throughout this tenure, I have been a choreographer. And so this is one of my favorite dances that I choreographed. And so let me play that, and Debbie, you see if you can see it, okay?
Okay.
Or hear it. That's what we need you to do, okay? All right.
Okay,
so
sounds good.
Here we go. My favorite choreography that I did for dance. You can see I'm excited. I'm not even talking right. See you on the other end.
Okay.
But few people really know.
Wow. Wow. So Debbie.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that was.
I watched it on my phone.
That's good. That's good. I had to mute you on your phone because it's an echo. But
Okay.
so
That's I was getting ready.
what you think, Debbie? What you think?
Loved it.
Yeah, that's like one of my faves. My
All
faves.
right.
I mean, yeah.
I have to admit, I wanted to get up and just start shouting.
Yeah. It won't be the first. Yeah. 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 That's good. That's good. Yeah. That church was at the time I was working there, Mountain View Community Church in Temecula. And so that was actually, I had just started working there as their creative arts director. And that our first dance sermon that we did was for Easter Sunday. So that was Resurrection Sunday. And yeah, it's amazing, amazing. And so a
It
lot,
was.
yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it kind of takes your breath away. But
Yes.
yeah, so I'm glad you can hear on your phone. And so we'll just, continue on. I'm glad that's there. And it looks like someone's in the studio. I'm not sure if she's ready or not. She can shake her head yes or no. And I see it looks like it's shaking. Okay, so we'll bring her on. Hey, Andy, how are you? You know you're muted, right? I'll try to unmute you. Okay, you got to unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi, I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Good. So, Andy, this is Debbie. Debbie, this is Andy.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
Andy was one of my mentees that when she started, and she still does it, she kind of dabbled with rap, and she didn't know she could write poetry. She just kind of, I don't know what I'm doing. And so we spent some good months together, and she started working on what she believed God has called her to do. So she has and I'll let her tell it because she has her own Facebook page now. So go ahead, Ani, and introduce yourself. Go on, girl. Go.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. So by God's grace, I was blessed to have Joe mentor me and help me throughout my journey to a gift that I didn't know about, which was poetry. I didn't know I had this gift, but it came to my recollection that I do have this gift, and it was hidden inside of me, but it needed to be developed. And by the grace of God, I thank Joe for being a blessing, because she is the one who actually helped me and directed me and mentored me to go through the steps to become the person I am today. And it's amazing because it was 2 years ago. It would be in August actually that I started Wholesome WordZ, participating and just being blessed with this opportunity. As time passed, Joe, she encouraged me to go on my own and to start a page that I can inspire, encourage, and uplift other people. And so God put it upon my heart to name my page Inspire, Encourage, and Uplift with Anji Mabena, which is my full real name. And so I've been doing that. It will be a year this October 21st. It will be a full year. So I've still been developing, doing poems once a month, and having my sister, Joelle Campbell, to edit my poems. So I'm just grateful. It's amazing because the whole internet, you get to reach so many people and you don't even know who they are, but they come to you because God allows that to happen through Facebook, through Instagram, whatever the social media platform may be. And it's just amazing because from all walks of life, people just go on the page and really get inspired and encouraged and uplifted. And that's what I prayed for. I prayed in 2020. I asked God, Lord, I'm grateful for the family that you've given me, for my children. I have 2 children. I have a boy and a girl, as well as my husband. And I felt like I needed to do more. not just be an impact in their lives, but I wanted to be an impact in other people's lives. And so when I asked God, I was like, Lord, can you please use me to be inspiration in other people's lives so I can encourage them? And God has given me the gift of exhortation. So I want to use that gift so I don't lose that gift. And so I'm blessed and I'm just grateful to be here. So thank you, Joe. Again, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Very much welcome. Very much welcome. So,
Yeah.
what you doing later on, Andy, after you do your poem? What you doing?
Just sitting. It's hot, but I'm just sitting. Whatever you want me to do, hey, I'm here. Use me, Lord. Use me. I'm here.
Okay. So after your poem, can you hang out with us?
Of course.
Okay.
Awesome. Great.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So are you ready, or you want me to go do something else and then come back to you? Give me some direction.
Let's try it, because that's all I can do is try, right?
You know how I am.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, I see you're standing.
Yeah, I'm standing. I'm following your direction, and I continue to follow your direction. I have to get out of my comfort zone.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, no chair. No chair. See?
Hallelujah. So I'm gonna mute us so that you can do you. All right.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, everyone. So this poem that God helped me create, which was last month, is called Passion. So be blessed and enjoy. What is passion? There are many different forms. Let me name just a few. A passion to love, a passion for change for a better life, and a passion to do God's will through having a relationship with Jesus Christ. We all have a passion in our lives. But what makes us have the passion that will make us have the drive? In our lives, we all want to be successful, but we must work hard towards a dream or a goal. In order to reach that goal, though, we must allow God to be in control. In life, there are challenges that will determine whether we want to stay down or get back up again. But it depends if we still have that same passion that comes from within. What are we working towards? Who are we trying to impress? Because honestly, we should be working for the Lord and giving our best. God gives us a desire He longs for us to do. It's true. When we find ourselves in God's presence, He opens doors that we didn't even know were there before. As long as we stay obedient to His way, we will discover to go deeper in His ways. For the passion we acquire is God's alone. As it says in Psalms 37:4, take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. When we take pleasure in God, our desires transform into what God desired for us right from the start. Passion is a funny emotion because there are different motives behind that passion, such as love, loss, hate, success, to prove a person wrong, or hey, try something new while having fun. But regardless of the motive, that passion must still have a spark that will catch on fire to propel us to continue to have that desire. There must be something that makes us want to get up to move forward. If we don't have passion in our lives, we are living in a world where we are just here. But we should be living for the Lord to help others grow and spark their passions even more. If we live day by day for the wrong reasons, our lives will not align with God's will. We should not only be doing things to survive. Instead, we should be doing things that help us thrive. Passion is an emotional force to help us reach what we're striving for. To have passion, we must have heart, courage, and strength to get through the difficult parts as we continue to go the extra length. We must change our mindset to be positive, determined, never giving up, always persevering while we continue to keep our faith. Know this, with God, all things are possible. As long as we love Him with all our hearts, bodies, souls, and minds, then we will receive the passion from God that will continue. Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing. I think I lost Debbie. Debbie, what happened to you?
Where'd she go?
I don't know. Debbie, can you log back on? I don't know if you're wherever you are. Could you log back on to the other one? I don't think your phone is going to work. Yeah, so I don't know what she's saying, but wow, passion. Okay. We're going to wait for Debbie to get back on where she was before on her computer. You may have to use both, Debbie, but you know, I don't think your phone's going to work. Yeah. So I think that's what she did, because I sent her a little private message and she hasn't responded. So, but amazing. Okay, so what inspired you to do that?
So with passion, I went back to the poems I used to write. I think it was about 2 years ago, starting to write poems every day. And God just put it on my heart to do passion. I kept on, like before, when God reveals something to me, he always puts it in the forefront on whether I'm watching something or reading something. And I keep seeing the word passion, passion, passion. And in our lives, you know, we all have a passion, but what are we working that passion towards too? You know, are we working it towards God? Are we working for ourselves? Are we working for our families? And what God put on my heart is that the passion that we have comes from him when we take delight in him. And he will give his desires in our hearts to go out and do his will and not our will. And so that really inspired me to do that poem and to really encourage someone that whatever the passion that they have in their hearts, you know, as long as they take delight in the Lord, it's coming from God and they're on the right path. And as long as they keep that passion and have that spark, like Art Spark.
Oh, imagine that, creatives. Art Spark.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Debbie.
Hey, I'm back on here.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So
I love that. I love that poem.
Right. You may need to have your other phone on so you can hear what's going on as far as the videos are concerned, but we probably need to use this one for the live stream.
Live stream.
Yeah, so you can,
okay.
I'll just mute you so you can go back on your phone when we do another video, okay?
Sounds good. Okay. I really love that poem. Passion. That's it made me think of a lot of things.
Like what, Debbie?
Like what? Well, it made me think of what are my passions? What really am I interested in? What do I want to do? You know, I often think about, am I really doing the thing I want to do? What is my passion? Mm-hmm. And I think one of them is, and you know, is writing. Okay. That's a passion I have, but I always had, you know, I think I always had this fear of writing, but now, you know, it's like I slayed the dragon. And now, you know, like I told you, Joe, I'm writing that book.
Wow. Oh, wonderful.
That's right. So do you think that that's a passion that, because Andy's poem spoke to the passion that God gives us, and how if we're paying attention to it, just kind of like what you said, Debbie, that passion that he's lit a match under will guide you through it. So do you think that this spark of writing is now something that God wants you to do?
It is, because I sometimes get these writer blocks, and it's all of a sudden it's like, okay, you need to go back to your laptop. You need to start writing this, and my hands just seem to just flow over the keys, and I just start writing and writing and writing, and you know, typing things out, and then I look at it and I'm going, whoa. I got it from somewhere. I didn't get it from myself. So
Right, that sounds, gee, Andi, doesn't that sound familiar?
Oh, most definitely does sound familiar. When you allow the Holy Spirit to go through you and you just be obedient, hey, it just flows like water. It's amazing.
yes,
It's crazy.
yes.
It just comes like a download.
Well, I
Yeah.
think he helped me get rid of that fear that I had of writing. How else would I all of a sudden start writing and just can't stop sometimes?
Yeah, I definitely can relate to that. When I started writing, I was sharing with, and so a lot of people may not know, but I've known Andi for, we'll just say, many reigns. And in one of the seasons of my many reigns, I was the creative arts director at a church that we went to. And so I don't know if everyone knows, but I started off not having a clue that I was creative, not even a little bit. I know people don't believe that, but it's true. And I started a dance ministry, and Andi was one of the first dancers, because the young ladies, not sure why, but they came to me and said, we want to dance too. And so then I started this teen dance ministry, and it got up to almost like 30 kids. And so I would have rehearsals every Saturday, and the parents would all just come and leave their kids with me, and I'd be the only adult. But we had experiences with God that I think left an indelible mark, not only for just me, because I didn't in choreography and writing plays. So while I was in that position, I understand what you're saying. You get this frenzy and your fingers start to fly, and next thing you know, you're writing this stuff and you don't know where it's coming from, but you just know you're supposed to do it. And then on the other side, you know, whether it's a book or it's a poem or it's a play or it's an interactive event for me, you know, I have like this library of things that God has given me. But it goes back to what I've said before, and Andi has heard this before, that someone is always waiting on the other side of your obedience. Now, that goes for me to start with me, and I'll be honest, since we're in my celebratory second year, I almost didn't do this. I kind of like, you know, I'm not going to do my peaceful protest for George Floyd. I'm just not. And then I'll never forget, I had been talking to a good friend, Kim Schatz, and we had kind of talked about it, but I was like, I don't think I have enough time. And I remember it was late one night on June 8th. And I had this kind of epiphany, this kind of conversation with God. And I realized something that Andi said, that if I didn't do it, then he'd use somebody else to do it. I'll lose it or use it or lose it. And that was my spark. And then I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to just do it. And so early morning, June 9th, I stayed up. I put together all my invitations. I did my Facebook. I did my, Google Forms to invite people to create and stuff like that. And out of nowhere, I'm like, I don't even know when to do this, but something said Juneteenth. And I'm like, that's less than 10 days, God. Hello. And so the rest is history. In less than 10 days, I put all of this together. But on the other side of my obedience, I would not have imagined that Andi was waiting for, well, what am I doing? I want to do more for you, God, blah, 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 blah. And so you can see that I started in June. Andi didn't even know I was doing this. I'm not even sure how she found out or whatever. But in August, she started to submit different things, and then things just started to evolve. And now on the other side of her obedience, as she tells the story, is that now she's inspiring other people and giving them things that inspires them, that keeps them, and maybe keeps them connected to God. And so I'll say it again, you know, even if it's just something really little, even Andi can protest to it, that if you just try and just put it out there, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, I know Andi can look back and just say, ooh, maybe and compared to what she does now, She's like, but she tried. She put something together and she tried, and she was willing to be mentored to evolve from what she was doing to what she's doing now, which is night and day difference. Trust me, night and day. And she's improved and she's secure, and now she can just get up and stand up and do it. And I know standing up feels different, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've been practicing. I've been taking your advice and your wisdom. Thank you so much.
Right. So I want to encourage everyone that's listening, regardless of how little it is. I didn't start off with all of this that you see right now. I did not. I started off with an avatar, and this is what it looked like. In case you want to know what the avatar was, I would have this going. You would not see me. If Craig was on here, he would be dogging me out, saying, yeah, this is exactly what she would do. And then one day I just said, I'm going to just do this and come from behind the curtains, because I'm kind of better in the background. That's where I feel my role was. But here I am 2 years later. So I really want to encourage everyone as we go through some of more of my favorites that I've selected for my celebration, and really just be encouraged, whether it's in the dance or whether it's spoken word or whether it's a paint, whether it's visual arts. If you've been following me, you know that, he's not on tonight, but Ronnie Robles is an amazing spoken word visual artist. He's like a quadruple threat, right? He's singing whatever. He's awesome. He wasn't able to join us tonight, but again, it doesn't matter where you feel God, just try and step a little bit, step off the boat. All of you know, if you've been following me, in April, I applied for my doctorate in ministry. And so in between all of this, I'm doing homework too. And so preparing for my classes coming up in July. But it was totally out of my comfort zone. But I told God, you know what? You brought me this far. I'm going to step out the boat. So I'm proclaiming that I'm out the boat. It's a different feeling, but I'm not turning around, and I'm not going back, and I'm not looking down. I may stand on the water as I'm walking toward Jesus, even though I don't see him out there. I know he's there because he said he'd never leave me or forsake me. So somewhere on this water route that I'm walking, he's there, but I'm not looking down, and I'm not going back to the boat because there's nothing there for me at the boat. I need to walk forward into where he's called me to be. And so, yes, I'm in school. Yes, I'm doing homework. Yes, I am. And among everything else, you do what you got to do. But I do still want to encourage everyone to share, to at least try. Andy, what can you share on that?
Yes, most definitely. You have to try, because when you were introduced by God to do Wholesome WordZ, and didn't know that on the other side of your obedience, that I was waiting for you to reach out to me. God was telling me to reach out to you. He was telling me, hey, you need to get on Facebook and try to add Joanne as your friend. And I'm like, okay, I haven't talked with her in like 10 years. Okay, so I tried and didn't go through, but I kept trying. I never gave up, because this is what God has told me to do. The Holy Spirit spoke to me. So I was like, kept trying, that's all you can do, right? Because that's what God's telling you to do.
Right.
And then as I kept trying, by the grace of God, I was able to get through and have you as a wonderful friend, as you always are. And then you introduced me to your Wholesome WordZ event. And you were saying, hey, if you want to participate, I know you have a gift. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but hey, I'll still check it out, because I didn't know what gift I was having. And in the past, I've done poems, but it never resonated with me. That was the gift that God instilled in me to develop and to evolve and to make it grow, and to have said in the Bible that your gift will, introduce you to great men. You know what I mean? And you're a great person. You're a great, woman of God, Joe. And then more people that you brought on, Craig, his sons, Tiffany. So many people are wonderful that have been an inspiration in my, that have encouraged me and kept pushing me to keep trying, as well as my sisters. They helped me develop and to get out of my comfort zones and gave me tips and advice to work on things and to keep pushing me. This past month with the Passion poem, my sister Lawanda was asking me, hey, you know, why don't you try to create something with the video to where it puts you in the front and you can have something in the background? Because before, I used to just do pictures and hide behind the camera instead of out. That was one of my fears. And I remember you saying, Joe, like, it's gonna have to be all you. And I'm like, okay, I'll try. Because that's like all I can do is try. And you know, when January, I think it was January 16th, 2021, it was my first live performance poem called Breakthrough, which is pretty awesome because it's a breakthrough out of your comfort zone to try something. So yeah, people out there, if you're gonna grow, you have to change and you have to try and get out of your comfort zone. You have to take risks, you know, and that was definitely a risk, getting out of my comfort zone and taking myself out of using pictures that I would develop and learn how to do music videos by the grace of God, and putting myself out there and not knowing what I would receive in return, but knowing that God was with me, was encouraging and helping me and comforting me. So I hope I encourage someone out there to, hey, whatever gift that God has given, just try it. That's all you can do, you know, and then God will do the rest. And I'm a living testimony. I'm a living testimony here that it's a process, and you will succeed if you don't give up. And I haven't given up, and I will not give up.
Thank you for sharing that. So I want you to share with everybody why I keep clapping when I said, oh, you're standing up. Go ahead, explain.
Okay. So when I first did my my poem on January 16th, I would sit down, have a chair, and it would be in the same room right here, and I'll just sit. Did that for a year and a half, I believe, maybe. I think I started doing the standing up last year in October, when you pushed me and said, hey, I want you to now stand and videotape yourself while standing, so that in turn, when the pandemic resolves and it's a lot safer to go outside, people can actually see you standing instead of sitting down. And I was like, okay, I'll try. And since then, I've been trying every month, just standing and being comfortable. And I'm actually comfortable standing now compared to sitting.
Imagine that.
Yeah. I'm going to clap too.
Oh, thank you. It's all by the grace of God.
Yeah. So everything's a process, is what Adi is sharing with everyone, is that everything's a process. But if you're willing to, like she says, just try, and it may not be perfect the first time or whatever, that doesn't matter. God doesn't care that it's picture perfect. He just wants to say, do you have faith in what I've given you? And then once you do it, and I trust me, once you do it, you may say, oh, I could have done it better, blah, blah, blah. But you know, God is doing his little happy dance in heaven because you tried. You tried. And that's what really Wholesome WordZ and my creative art sparks, for those that are listening on that, or Salt and Light Arts, that's what this is about, to hopefully inspire you. And so I play different videos and I have different guests on, but the whole point, bottom line, is for you to just step out of your comfort zone and just trust God. If you believe God's giving you something, then do it. You know, I know Debbie, we shared, and Tony's put stuff in the chat that, you know, people were looking at doing podcasts. Okay, I've done podcasts too. And there's a process. There's things that you got to get set. You got to have a decent computer. You got to have a decent mic. You guys can't see one, but my mic is like right here. You can't see it, but it's like I can touch it. But you got to get the right mic. The mic's got to talk to the computer. I mean, so it's a whole thing. You got to have lighting. Probably from my glasses, you can see the lights the light right there. You got to incorporate all that stuff. But again, and it may not be get everything one at a time. I've had the mic for at least 6 or 7 plus years. It's evolved to now I have this little light from Amazon or whatever. So it takes time, but each step that you get closer to doing it, then you just do it. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot that's out there. There's a lot of different apps. There's Anchor, which is pretty cool because Anchor just put your stuff out there. I forget what, Podbean. Me and Craig are on Podbean if you have that. And Podbean is pretty cool because then it allows you to also post on Spotify and on iTunes and somebody else, maybe Google something. I don't know. But again, everything's just with those 3 little letters, TRY. Just try. Doesn't have to be perfect. My first podcast, I'm pretty sure I was like, well, this is whack. But it's there, just like this. It was my first one. Like I showed you, I was an avatar. You were not seeing any of this, but, we're going to try. So with that said, I am going to share one of my poems that I did. In playing around, I tried, and so I'm gonna share this with everyone. So, Debbie, if you need to watch it on your phone, you can watch it on your phone or watch it on Facebook Live. Okay.
All
right.
Okay. All right.
I believe that my tsunami of creativity is about to hit. An unreal day. Jeremiah 29:11. Looking at the past 3 months, I feel another tsunami of creativity is about to hit the shores of our minds once more. The winds of creative energy has increased to an unprecedented levels of leaps of faith that is matched with above and beyond measure of grace and influence. Matchless are these waves of opportunity that reach our shores of simple obedience. I welcome the tsunami of creativity, and I pray that the plans that He has bring hope and a future and life and light and love and unmerited favor for the reasons that He created us to actively proclaim His gospel.
Oh,
that was awesome, Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. Okay. So that was I saw there's this, I can't remember the name of this Christian group that I belong to, but they're poets. And I was watching how they did stuff and I'm like, I wonder if I could do that. And so I had the mic, I had the computer, and I had the poem. And I'm like, let me see if I can do this. So I learned how to use, what's that thing called? GarageBand. I learned how to look up different movies or shorts that you could use for that. And so cutting and pasting, I learned how to do the typography. It was an experience.
But you got it done.
Yeah, it took me a minute. It took me a minute. I did like 3 or 4 of them. One of my other ones is Come. But what happened was I didn't, I have all kind of different giftings and I don't know them all. I'll just say that. But because I've had success with TRY, then you just try. Then all kinds of other things starts to show up. So poetry started to definitely share its I don't know, it's prose with me. And for a while, whatever I would feel like when I had to write, only thing that came out was poetry. And so then I'm like, I'm gonna just go with this flow and I'm gonna have all this poetry. And I actually have a theatrical poetry group. They're amazing. And we've traveled around and done different theater things and stuff and openings for different productions and events. Even down at Comic-Con in San Diego, there was something that we did. That was amazing. But again, it was all about the try. And I can't say, okay, this is what I focused on, but because I'm so accustomed to just trying, and then I try my best, and I always place in my head, it's gonna look like this right now, and I'm okay with it, but it will get better. And so with that in my head, that it's gonna be better. This one may look like this right now, and it may not look the way I want it, but at least if I put it out there and I do it, then the next time I do it, it's going to get even better. And then the next time. So I'm always looking like, do it. And then the next time it'll get better. And so a lot of people look at me now and I'm like, this is not the time to look at me now. The time to have been like trying to figure out who I was when, as Adi said, 10 plus years ago, I didn't know I was a poet 10 years ago. I didn't know I could do this graphic stuff. I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I did it. But I had a history of just trying, because even when the young ladies came to ask me to be the choreographer, I was like, I ain't never done this before in my life. But I'm like, okay, I'll try. And they seemed to like follow what I said. And I'm like, okay. And one thing came to the other. And I have kids, as I call Andy one of my kids, the Brandon Burks that have, if you don't know who he is, you can look him up on Facebook. He just did a video where he's at this Tribeca festival, I think in New York, for a video short that he did. And, he's getting rave reviews. He's what you call it, triple threat for real. He's one of those Broadway actors that is up and coming. So keep your ears out for my kid. I call him my son, Brandon Burks. And he's doing all kinds of stuff. So if you're friends with me on my Facebook page, you should see. I know I've pushed my kid up and stuff like that, but that's my kid. And he's been at Disneyland, where he played Scar as Lion King. He's done all kinds of different things, and realizing his talent, he left California, moved to New York, and has been in some amazing Broadway shows. So you never know, on the other side of your obedience. I know what I was doing, but I ended up with the kid who was doing stuff in Broadway. I just say But
Artie, I have a question for you.
Okay.
When are you going to put a book together of all of your poems, and so all of us can read them and be in what word am I looking at? Encouraged.
Yes.
By your poems.
So I don't know how to compile the poems together, but I do have the poems. And then I do have the poems that I've done before, edited by my sister, Joelle Campbell. The next steps is just waiting on God to provide the money so that I can actually publish the book, to actually have it read amongst people in the world. But I do have the poems.
Good.
So, but yeah.
I think it would be great because, passion was an encouragement, and I'm sure all of them, are encouragement by God that He's given them to you. So, share them with the world.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep,
Thank you for
yep,
that
yep,
encouragement.
Yep. So I'm kind of torn between, and I don't know. I know Anya may know, but I'm torn between AI, the anomaly, or playing Amina Brown. Which one should I do, Andy?
I'm torn too. Ooh, which one? What is the gosh, the title for AI? Is it the one about the woman, or is it something different?
I don't know if you've ever seen Living Water.
Yeah, I've seen Living Water. You've done that one. And then what about Amina Brown? What does she have?
He is here.
I think we'll do He is here, because He's always here.
I'm just saying. Okay, you ready, Debbie?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Amina Brown, He is here.
He is here, right here in this room, in your heart. He is near, nearer than breath, heartbeat, nearer than you are to you, closer than second chance or next opportunity, closer than tonight or yesterday. He is real, realer than touch, see, hear, smell, or taste, realer than reality. He is our reality. He is present, like space, wind, time, silence, night. He is waiting, like creation, like words on the tip of tongue, like songs that have yet to be sung. He is beauty, oranges, blues, every hue, every shade, sunset and sunrise. Whisper His name. He is holy, different, cannot be touched, explained, like sweet seconds of prayer, like grandmother on knees, wood floor bare. He is old hymns. He is the extending of limbs, stretched across trees, stripes to heal disease. He is Son, distinctly three, distinctly one, the only wise, the only resurrector of lives. He is King. No earthly throne can house, no amount of elegant words can espouse. He is moment and voice, power of choice, in word and deed, in fruit and seed, nailed hands, nailed feet, innocent wounds that bleed. He is believe and trust. He is enough. He is all. He is call and purpose. Everything that we can sacrifice, He's worth it and more, much more. Our good deeds are mere pennies. We'll never even the score. He is behold and wow. He is who, what, when, why, how. He puts on the show. He's the one we come to see. He is soul's cry and sinner's plea. He is the epitome. He is the one no one can light a candle to or come within a 1,000,000-foot pole of. He is above. He is a father's love. He is maker of ways, ancient of days, has no fear, have no fear. God is here.
Wow. Just one of my favorites. Again, one of my favorites throughout the years. I actually did a choreography on He is Here. Yeah. Many rains ago. Yeah.
You know what that remind me? You know what that remind me of, Joe?
What?
Is Dr. Lockridge. That's my king.
Yep. That's my king. Yeah. It's that good. Yeah. It's I remember I actually wrote an article on my Salt and Light Arts website, and I was talking about how you can use different things to actually preach the gospel, and not always the same. Turn to John 3:16. And so to pull out what God is saying, and somehow I don't even know how, but God led me to Amina Brown, and when I sat there, my mouth just flew open. Like, are you serious, girl? Oh my gosh, she became like my favorite, and I'm like, I had no idea. Like, this is just amazing. And then as God is God, I'm doing some more homework, and I find that my favorite hip hop dance, Christian dance group, they choreographed a dance to this, and I'm like, shut up!
Wow.
And so I forget what I put on there. I forget what my article was, but anyway, I was able to show this part of typography and then how they took it as a dance sermon to and how you can use these different type of elements to still preach the gospel of Jesus Christ, but it's like speaking another language. And so that's what the art to me, it's another language to take advantage of preaching his gospel and his truth and introducing them to Jesus Christ. So that's kind of me. Andi, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was amazing to just be reminded that God is everywhere. He's everything to us, and to never, ever not once that he's here. He is always here with us, and it comforts me. And I was almost teary-eyed because he's always been there, always. He never leaves us, never forsakes us. And even looking at, the sunrise or the sunset, you see him, you feel him, the wind, the air that you breathe, the food that you eat from the ground, all of that comes from God. Everything, every good and perfect thing comes from God. And it just blows you away because it's so, it resonates with you. It resonates with everyone because everyone can relate to it because we are in the image of God. We are created by God and for God. And so I thought it was breathtaking. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just one of my favorites. Yeah, it's just so real that I forgot what my article was, but it was just kind of like looking at the different tiers. So if you look at one aspect of it, she wrote the poem. So that's one tier. And so that's that experience that she had in just writing it. Then the next step that she took, she just didn't have it in writing. She used another tier of just putting it in spoken word. But then someone else so inspired by what the audio was that they put typography to it. So it was, layered. That's what I called it. It was artistic layers. That's what I called it. And so you can see all the different layers. And though whatever speaks to you, whether you need to read, he is here in writing, and that's what tunes you into God, thumbs up. But if you need to hear spoken word and it's an audio, then, you get to hear the voice, you get to hear her voice and how she emphasizes certain things. That's another layer. And then the third layer was the artistic layering of the typography for the words flying in and out and, making emphasis of the nails and the blood. And, that might have spoken to someone else in a different way. But then the layers, so the artistic layers, anybody can take any layer that relates to them and God is still speaking. And so then when I found the dance sermon, I was like, okay, so the choreography so then you can pull out all the different pieces of he is here. And it just overwhelms me how powerful creative arts can be when ministered in a way where it's preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. So
Amen.
Yeah. And so again, if you just try, you'd be surprised what God is going to do. Andi was just out of obedience. She put together her Facebook page. She was all nervous about it. She didn't know she had enough information on it. And now people are responding and they're reacting and they're engaging with what God has given her. And it may just be a few people, but he says just one. Will you just speak this to these? Just one. It just has to be one. So I'm not looking at the bigger pictures of how this is reaching. I'm looking for the one. And if it reaches someone, and it may not even be tonight, that's the beauty of this live stream, is that someone says, what the heck did Joanne do on today? And they can go through Wholesome WordZ and they can find a whole plethora of all these different events. And if it speaks to you, I don't care how many, if it's 2 years ago and you go back to the very first one I did, you'll get an eyeful, that's for sure. But did what was said speak to your heart? And did it introduce you to Jesus Christ? And was it a moment where you heard from him? That's what the arts can do. So, yeah.
And it only takes just one thing that you said that will be inspirational to someone, and it will resonate in them, and it will change their entire life.
As Jesus does for everyone, your whole life is changed. And so the fun for me is, how can I make this introduction meaningful? And sometimes it's super simple, you know.
Right.
Sometimes it's just a dance. Sometimes, you know, it's spoken word. Sometimes it's typography. You know, sometimes it's mentoring. I don't ever know. And so I just know that I want to, on my side, I want to be obedient. I don't know who else is listening, but Andi is a real life situation. What she told you is the truth. And you can go on to my September 2020, and you can see what she submitted. And then I think in November, I'm like, no more. We can't do this no more. Let's roll. We're going to do this. And she's like, oh, okay. And so now between okay and now, you know, she's like, you know, you're like, wow, she's really confident. She didn't start off like that. And neither did I. I'll be honest. I didn't start off like that either. I didn't. I told you I was an avatar. Okay. This time 2 years ago, I was avataring. You didn't see me. You heard my voice. I felt that was good enough. But I crossed that holy grail, and here I am. So, yeah. So I'm going to play AI Anomaly. I know that Debbie has never heard of her, but this girl is just awesome. Craig was able to land an interview with her, and his youngest son did an interview. He reminded me of that a couple days ago. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. But I don't know if I played the interview or not. So I didn't really look for the interview because I felt that her art would be more impactful, and I wanted people to see what my favorites were. So we're gonna go to see Miss AI Anomaly in Living Water.
Hey, ay, 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 hey, ay, hey, ay, 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 hey. Look at the way that they move, look at the things that they do, follow the thrill. Blind at the wheel, but pushing the pedal. I chauffeured the devil, I rode in the meadow, the valley of shadows. I twisted the scripture so I could feel better. No shame in that living, I rode in that sin, unashamed of my flesh. Riding the fence, out of you cold. I was lukewarm, I was warned that my lust will be pulled on. Trying to ride with the world since a newborn. Switch whips got tense, I've been transformed. Them scripts I sip, now my thirst gone. A devil gon' tempt me. Please, I'll be on my loop for it. I'll be riding with the Lord in my new form. Got a new source, I'm a shoe score. Crossover, smoke past like a Newport. I'll be riding to the horn blow. Take me to the home court. I bring them to the net, bring the fish home. Feed them meat, nut, milk so the fish grow. I'ma lead them to the well, let them ride on their own. I'ma ride with the Lord till I ride with the Lord. I'ma ride, yeah, yeah. Early on the grind I ride. Schwinn with the bike I glide. Quit not me, I tried. Get like me, let's dive. Early on the grind I ride. Schwinn with the bike I glide. Quit not me, I tried. Get like me, let's dive. Live in water, live in water. Early on the grind I ride. Schwinn with the bike I glide. Quit not me, I tried. Get like me, let's dive. Early on the grind, alright. Schwinn with the bike, I glide. Quit, not me, I try. Living water, living water. That's what I live by. I set in the worst, I settle for worse. I meddle with jerks, I pedaled and turn. I live and I learn, I work and I earn. I watch and I see, I listen and lead. Intentions is feed, give and receive. These lessons for free, one blessing I need. Death on a tree, a vessel indeed. Take it from me, put your pride on a leash. Control that thing, earn your keep. Better build your dreams, no rent, no lease. Let's own this thing, let's get it, let's keep. Yeah, yeah. Early on the I swim with the I quit now, I get like this. Early on the grind, I ride. Swing with the bike, I glide. Quit not me, I try. Get like me, less. Living water, living water. Living water, living water. That's what I live by. Living water, living water. Yeah. Living water, living water. Yeah, yeah. Early on the grind, alright. Swing with the bike, I cry. Quit like me all night. Yeah, like me, like I. Early on the grind, alright. Quit on the I. Quit not me, I try. Yeah, like me, like I.
Pray, push, persevere. Yep. So I got to talk to her. It was amazing. She's real down to earth, but she's doing a lot of things too. She has her own kind of galleries where she's working with kids, either visual arts or working with them to do some spoken word. And she's a teacher by heart, but you know, she has a story. And I don't know, I really like her. That's all I know. That's one of my favorites. Andy, what you got?
Yeah, living water. It's amazing to see how she has progressed and how many lives she has touched. And just to see the interview that you did with her, it was amazing. I got a lot of encouragement, a lot of insight to help me on my journey as a spoken word artist. And it's amazing what she does. You know, she keeps going, and I believe she has her own business, if I'm not mistaken, you know, with her music videos that she does.
Yeah, she does. Somehow we lost Debbie again. She'll be back, I'm sure.
She's phenomenal.
Yes, she is.
So I thought that was amazing, just to continue to be remembered that with Jesus, he's our living water. Always. He's our living water, and we will never run out of being thirsty for him, because he never runs dry. Never.
Yeah, she cracks me up with her little subtle sips, because you know she's drinking water, right?
Yeah, exactly. So she's
like, yeah, I'm like, girl, you're cracking me up. You just gonna take some sips of your living water. All right, okay. I ain't mad at you. You know, but she said the phone went out. Oh, poor Debbie. She said her phone and her computer died. Oh, Debbie, so sorry. Yeah, she was having all kind of technical. Her laptop, she says, yeah, you hear my little ding from my Mac. So, but Debbie, we love you. It's okay.
We love you.
It happens. At least we tried. You know, that's what we can say. But I don't have anything else to share. I just want to say that I'm grateful to God for these last 2 years. And again, you know, if this has really blessed you, or if you're in need of doing some type of work or poetry or something, or you, please get in contact with me on my Wholesome WordZ Facebook Messenger or Salt and Light Messengers, or just my Facebook page, and let me know what you need help with. And that's where we grow, because I know that during the times when I was working with Andy, that they actually had like a creative arts program. And so at that, the church was able to provide an outlet for mostly the kids. And then when I transitioned to another church, it was still another outlet for all ages to become involved in the arts and learn how to do different things. But I don't see that anymore. I don't hear about like a whole creative arts department that is doing original productions or having open mics. I do know one church, it's called Centerpoint, and once a month they have this amazing thing called Seek Week, and where they allow all kinds of different mediums and genres of art to happen. And though it is filled by a lot of young adults, there's some mature young adults that are there as well, but that's just kind of like it. I don't hear of churches just kind of just having that or incorporating the arts into the regular traditional service. So to me, the arts has a place. And again, it speaks another language that may not be just, at the pulpit. It may not be at the pulpit. It may be other situations. And so having an opportunity for the arts to speak to those who are visual or are kinetic learners or who are audio, but they see light and their language is more of a creative style. God speaks to them too. Hopefully we find those languages that, whether it's graphic arts or whether it's spoken word or, whether it's the dance, whatever, there's an opportunity for them to participate, for them to learn how to do it. Andy, you were in the dance ministry for how many years?
Ooh, I wouldn't remember. But I know it was more than like 2 years or 3 years before I went on to college. Yeah,
right. So 2 or 3 years, and not understanding that the language plants a seed. I mean, Andy's an example. I have other, as I call them, my kids. There's the Khaditras and the Kieras and the Brandons, and I can keep Anthony's and Jacqueline's and Marcelle's. I can go on and list all these kids where a seed was planted in them, and it's blossomed and bloomed in other areas and arenas in their house, in their lives. But God spoke to these young people who are now where Andy is doing. I mean, I ran into Khaditra last time I think it was Kiara's wedding, and she was like saying how much she missed doing what she did, and I'm like, you don't have to stop. You don't have to stop. So, but that's what I say, and that's my soapbox for today. And so I'm going to end on one of my other kids. I didn't teach him this, but his name is Matt Ballon. If you have not heard from Matt, he's going to bring us some hope. And then after that, I'm going to close out my celebration, and I'll see you guys on the 3rd Friday of July. And who knows, by then I might have done some more homework and I can share with you. Oh my gosh, what the heck am I doing? But and maybe Craig will be back because he has some exciting information as well that he was trying to come on and do. So I want to thank Andy on this side before I play Matt Ballon's Hope. And thank you for your diligence and your work. And I can definitely see a difference and a growth. You definitely have had a growth and an art spark along the way. So I want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. I like live better than the recorded version. I really do, because it gives a different dimension. But play with everything until God says, hey, yeah, this is it. Do this some more. So, so thank you for coming on and joining me on my celebration. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Never is God.
It's an honor. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Okay, everyone. I'm going to give us some hope as we leave out, and I look forward to seeing everyone next month. All right. Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Good night.
All right. Matt, do you have anything to share today?
Everybody can tell that I've been different lately. My friends look into my eyes and see something new. And my family notices the change too. And it could all be traced back to when I did those things I said I'd never do again. Roommates aware of the distortion in my facial expressions, knowing I've been using medication to cope with depression. Now there's substance in my system, forsaking known wisdom, betraying my sworn intentions and lessons I learned before that told me don't use it anymore. Big homie told me to try it, so I did. Once. But 1 led to 2, and 2 led to 8, and it all adds up. Now it's something that I crave more than lunch in the middle of the day when I still haven't ate. I need this. Without it, I'm anxious, enraged and impatient, pacing the pavement afraid when I can't taste it. Amazing how I even stopped back then because I don't feel like Matt without it. It gives me strength to believe, courage to achieve, and honesty to process my history of misery from 2017. But listen when I say I'm an abuser. I've used marijuana, cigarettes, and vodka, kratom, Norcos, and narcotics, edibles, sleeping pills, and THC products, painkillers, codeine, and shrooms, spice, salvia, and dabs, cocaine, hash, and wax. When I say I've done the max, yo, these are the facts. This liver is probably crying to be delivered. Got all these addictions from afflictions, but this one seems different. Without it, I feel emotionless. Brokenness, overflowing, tolerance growing. I've been raising dosages. Going through the motions, I've been doping my soul with hope. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. So hope internalized within gives lift when I itch and twitch for a fix. Instead of twisting and lighting a spliff, or crushing and snorting a brick, this substance is available through 2 twigs and a crucifix, crucifying hopelessness and resurrecting with this drug. I threw it away when times got rough, but now my heart can't get enough. On it, my heart feels stronger. Honestly, hope was forgotten, said I wouldn't bother, 'cause last time I did, the road got hard.